welcome to this new episode of Continuum Gaming. And in this episode I will be presenting 3 additional games for Continuum, of course. And as you may have noticed, I'm going to speak English in this episode because I'm alternating the languages now. So the next time around you will have a German episode again, and so on and so forth. It's really damn hot in here. It's, I don't know, about close to 40 degrees Celsius or something. It's really hot, so I will try to make this episode not too long. So it's a little bit hard to do that because the games I have chosen for this episode are quite nice to play quite a long time. At least the last one will be. And the other ones I will present to you, and we will have a look how long it will take there. I will of course show you a little bit of the game and just cut somewhere so that this episode is not that long anymore. Okay, so of course my name is Gerald, as you all know, and today I will show you a few of my setup stuff first, of course. So for example, I have this mouse here to give input to my devices here, and of course there is this foldable keyboard, which is used to provide keyboard input. As you can see, a full keyboard without the keypad, of course, but everything else is on here. And then there would be the Xbox One as wireless controller, but this one has no game in this episode, so if you want one of the games to be played with this controller or a gamepad in general, please have a look at the last episode. There was one. In this episode there is none, so this is just watching me from outside. Yeah, and the games of today will be Tap the Blocks, Jumpy Guy, and Endless Fable 2 IC Pass. And today I'm using, of course, my Lumia 950 XL again, which is a Continuum based smartphone, of course. And this Continuum based smartphone is going to be connected with an USB-C cable at this point. At the back there's a Mozo cover, of course, as you all know. And the USB-C cable will be connected with the display dock at this point, and the display dock will be connected with the HDMI cable, of course, to this computer, to this TV. It's not a computer display, it's a TV. And like that I can use my, for example, this mouse and stuff like that to control this desktop-like experience I'm producing with my smartphone on this display. If you want to know more about that, please have a look at the edge there, or the corner. You will have a couple of videos which are going more in depth in that topic, and will show you a little bit more about what is happening here. Yeah, and so let's start with the first game. I think we should have said everything. Yeah, I think so. So let's start with the first game. The first game is Tap the Blocks, and it sounds a little bit like a very easy or a very simple game, of course, but it's astonishing nice, I think. So let's have a look. So there it is already. Let's go and get that one. Tap the Blocks. Tap the Blocks is more or less for, yeah, something like Incas or Mayas or whatever based storyline, or storyline. There is not really a storyline, but the theme or the topic we are after here is more or less Inca or Maya based, I'm not sure. And it's really a nice little game where you can use your mouse or your finger to tap on different groups of blocks, of course, which are very Maya-like or Inca-like, as I said before. And like that you should clear the path there. As you can see, this is more or less the screen you will be playing in. There is this little, whatever, shaman or whatever that is called in English, guy, and he will push out blocks of things there. So it's a little bit like Tetris, but it's not really Tetris. It's some kind of a crossover between Tetris and, for example, let's say, I don't know, something like Candy Crush or so. But it's really a little bit different, so let's have a look at it. So first off, we can have a look at the settings, of course. So let's see what's there. There's, for example, a tutorial for you. You can, for example, mute the game. I'm not sure what this is at the moment, and this is just about I think this is a website you can visit then, so we will not click on that. You can give, of course, feedback using email and some information about the creator here. So let's go back there. And what you can see here is that there is some kind of a golden block style. And these golden blocks, which are available at the top there, should be collected because you can buy with them different things on these games. For example, something like more life and stuff like that. And with this block stuff, it's like that. If you get a couple of blocks together, I think it's a group of 6 you have to click on, then you get one of these blocks and you can click on them and get them, and for example you can of course collect them in a row and stuff like that. You will see what I'm talking about later on. So first off, I think if I click on this, we can restart the game at the start, and as you can see it's going from the side to the right side, or better to say to this end, and you have to be quite fast to not fall over there, because the moment you fall over the cliff there, you are not already dead then, but it will cost you one of the lives available there. I have 15 of them at the moment, and as you can see I'm just clicking on different blocks here to get rid of them, and they are always pushed from the side to the next part there. And as you can see, you can, for example, this time I will of course, now if one of the blocks falls over this cliff here, then you will of course lose one of your lives. As I said before, this is the time which is running out, so the little bug that is going on there will show you if he arrives there, you are through this level and you can go to the next level. And as you can see, you're just clicking on the different blocks here to get as many possible combinations and as many blocks in a row as you can. And as you can see, if you for example get a gap in between, the gap has to be closed before anything can reach you at this point. So this is a way to get a better understanding, or more or less more time to click on stuff here. And the farther you come in this game, the harder it will be to get all this stuff done. And as I said to you before, there are the golden ones I'm trying to collect here. And now it's going on. There are different other things here, as you can see. For example, some kind of a gadget you can, for example, activate there, and that is quite nice to have here too. And yeah, this is more or less a game. You are going to go through different stages here. There are a lot of them, and you just have to see what's going on here. And here you can see how many of stages are all these towers, more or less, you can see there. And those towers, now there's falling one down, lost one life there. And again, so I have to watch out now a little bit. But as you can see, I think I'm good to go here, and now we have completed the next round. And you can play this on and on and on and go on. I will just do a pause here because I think you got the game, and the game itself is quite nicely done. I really like the style of it. The music is very nicely connected to the theme they are producing here. And it really makes a lot of fun, but it's a very fast-paced game, so you have to be very, very concentrated on the game to play it. But of course you can, for example, go for a pause or something, and just, if you hit play again, you are starting with this round again you were in at the last time you played this game. So it's quite nice to be played. You get, of course, some kind of a place, more or less, in the high score, of course, and stuff like that. And you can, for example, buy new lives we saw over there before and stuff like that. It really is a fun little game, have a try it out. It's fun to play, and I really like it somehow. For such a game, it's quite unusual, I would say, because there are different things that are going on here, like, for example, that you get a gap and the gap is going to be closed before you have a problem again and stuff like that. It's really nicely done. Yeah, so let's have a look at the next game, I would say. The next game is Jumpy Guy, and Jumpy Guy is more of a traditional, let's say a jump and run game. It's not really a jump and run game. I will show you what's going on there now. So let's go to Jump Guy or Jumpy Guy, whatever the name is, Jump Guy probably. And you see this is a little guy you will be playing with, and what you are going to do here is you will have to jump on platforms one after another, and it's not about having a jump and run game like, I don't know, Super Mario Brothers or something, but you are going to try to jump to one of the platforms here and just go to the next one and the next one and the next one. And what's going to happen here is not that you hit just one button and you jump with that, but what's going to happen here is that you have some kind of an indicator how far the jump will go. And you have to press the button for a longer time to go a wider way, so a far away. So let's click on play, and I will just show you what's going on here. It's really, there is no timer, there's nothing that is in any way threatening you, time-based of course. You can of course fall down, so that's the thing you have to avoid, and the more jumps you get one after another, the better for you. So what you can see, this is the indicator, which indicates how far you will go with one of the jumps you are doing here. And for example, probably if we want to go one of these steps, we need for maybe half of the indicator or something. So I will just use my mouse now, click on that, and as you can see, it's a little bit more than half of the indicator here, but as you can see, I am jumping from one of the platforms to the next, and you get a score for how often you could jump. So let's try that again. It's not really important if you really get your whole foot on the platform or something. You just have to hit it more or less, and like that. You're going to jump from one platform to the next one. This was bad for me. And as you can see, I have a best score of 10 till now, but you really can do it. It's not too hard to play, once you have a little bit of a feeling how far the platforms are away here from each other. Okay. Whatever. But as you can see, this is more or less the game. It's really jump, 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 and the platforms will go a little bit farther or closer together, farther away from each other, and like that you have a little bit of a different difficulty level here, and that is more or less what this game is all about. It's really just jump from one to the next, and it's really fun to play somehow. I don't know why, but I like it. So let's try it again. I think this is the last round we will play here, because it's not very interesting to show how I'm jumping from one to the next one and get spoiled by that, but whatever. So let's close this one and go back to the last game. And as I said before, this would be a very, very long game to present to you, and it would really take a lot of time to do that. But I will just start with it, because this is an adventure game, of course, again. But in this case, the adventure game is really a long time you can play with it. And there are a few other ones I have presented which maybe are 10 minutes or so to play. But here in this case, there's a free chapter again. Sometimes there is a free chapter and then you have to pay it, for example, or whatever. In this case, it's the same, but in this case, the free chapter is really, really a long one, and I will not show you the whole chapter there. So, just let's have a look at the game Endless Fables 2, and it's called Eisiger Fahrt in German, so I think something like Icy Pass or Ice Pass or whatever. And in this case, you are playing or let's say, have a look at it, they will say, tell you what's going on here.
According to an ancient Norse myth, Odin, the father of the gods, and his two sons, Hod and Baldur, loved hunting. During one of their hunts, a fatal mistake was made. Baldur was killed by Hod's arrow. Because the circumstances remained a mystery, Hod was charged for the murder and imprisoned underground.
Yeah, so we are in the Northern mythology here, so it's about Thor, Odin and stuff like that, but of course you are not playing Thor or Odin in this game. You are playing, I think, the daughter of a scientist who is trying to go to a cave or something, or at least, yeah, probably the prison of this god. I'm not sure about that until now, but that could be the reason here. And as you can see, you can give yourself a name again. I will of course not name myself Pamela here, but I will name myself, as I always do, Fuhur CG, for Fuhur Continuum Gaming of course. So I click on OK, and now let's play this part. As you can see, there's a lot of magic going on in this game, and we have this little whatever, a cave somehow, and your father got there, or a friend of you, I'm not sure, but at least someone you know quite well, and he got into that cave and was never seen again, and like that you have to see what's going on there and why he has not been seen again. So I will just go to play now and show you a little bit about it. So here you can see the underground, Unterwelt, underground, is not available yet, and I think you have to pay for that. I'm not sure about it, but I think it's the same as the other ones, but this is a free one. So I go to this icy pass, or eisiger Pfad in this case, and as you can see we have different difficulty levels again, so I will use the standard one, but if you for example want to go for a harder one, you can of course use that too. So let's go with the standard, and I'm going to go to OK.
My former classmate, Peter's wife, Claudia, sent me a letter asking for my help. They traveled to the north to investigate a mysterious legend. Peter is a Norse mythology expert, and he hasn't returned from the mine he was searching. Even the police couldn't find him. Now I'm here to find my friend.
Yeah, and as you have heard probably, it's not about Peter being your father or something, it's a friend, or better to say the husband of a friend of you, and you have to get this mystery why he is not coming back here. And as you can see, you have been driven by a boat here, or brought by a boat to this island more or less, or this northern part of the world, or wherever that is. And as you have seen, there was an octopus which was probably manipulated by someone with purple magic, and the octopus just drowned your ship more or less, and you got out very luckily. And there is one of the boatsmen who is trying to help you here, or better to say a fisher who is trying to help you here. So now let's have a look. Of course you can do an interactive introduction here, or you can just use only the interesting parts, so not everything that is explained to you, but only a few of them. or you just go without any kind of interactive part here. I will go for only the interesting parts, because I of course know this game of already, and so I don't need any more information about it. But as you can see, there are some amulets, so some collectibles more or less. You should go and find them, and if you find them, you get this little part put. Here you can see this was a little ghost or something, and I just found him. So let's talk to the fisherman who saved us more or less.
Take this. You must be freezing.
And we are going to interact, of course, with the environment here. And one of the interesting parts of this game is, I never saw that in these games from this company before, that we have the option to do the dialogues ourselves. So we can, for example, choose what we want to ask him.
Water, that's all I know. Not to mention that explosion in the mine.
Yeah, and as you can see, there's some kind of a monster there, and we ask him, yeah, what kind of monster is it, or what is it? And he doesn't know anything, but he just knows that there's something evil in there. And of course, we have searching for the woman there, which is called Claudia.
Sure, she's at the hospital, but you really ought to come with me. Leave this place. I guess you probably won't, though. So here, have my lucky mascot coin. Good luck.
Yeah, and so we just get this mascot coin, of course, which is going to help us, because we are going to have to explore the city now. And of course there are some objects here which can be interacted with, and of course there is this plus sign which is indicating that there's something to do with this. So we can just go there, get out the coin here, and now we can, for example, go on and search for stuff at this point. As you can see, we have this little icon here which is showing us that something is going to be shown there. And here you can of course see that there's, for example, this, let's call it berry. I know the German name, it's Hagebutte, but I'm not sure what the one for English is. No matter what, we are going to collect them first, because we are going to need them. And we got 8 of them. And now we can, for example, take the coin and try to do something with it. For example, get rid of the screws here. And get that stuff out. Okay, so the whole game is a lot about emblems and stuff like that. So you are going to collect them, to open things and stuff like that. And for example, you have to open different boxes with these emblems. You have to open a door with it. You have to activate stuff with it. So just get all the emblems you can find in this game. It's really going to help you. So let's see what's going on here. Yeah, and he has some kind of a freeze beam or something, so he has frozen this statue in the middle here, and later on you will see that this is a statue of the summer, and more or less so the heat and stuff like that. So he's trying to freeze the whole city, and as you have seen, this little evil guy got into that door. We can't follow him till now, so if we try to follow him now, we can see that we have an emblem there, but we can not open this because we don't have the key, and the key is in there and blocks our way in. So we have to find the key first, and of course we should have a look at different things here. For example, go into the hospital, because there is our friend we want to get to. But the problem is it's a little bit dangerous to go in there because of this ice over there. So we have to get rid of this ice, and to do that, so if I try to go in now, he's telling me that I'm not going in there because the ice is there. So let's have a look at the statue. And what you can see here is it's really frozen probably as much as it can be. And we just get, for example, a few items here. And we can have a look at this, and this is Baldur's statue more or less. And it's the summer, the god of summer is Baldur, and the energy would even melt the largest ice walls, which is quite interesting because we have a large ice wall blocking our way here at this point. So let's have a look around here, and if you just go around and move your mouse along here, you can see that, for example, there is something interesting to find, and we can have a look at all the different stuff here. And what you will see is that we are lost without emblems, because here is one which is missing at the point. We need to get that before we can do something. And of course, here's another emblem. We have to find some kind of a clover or something. So let's get that too. And of course, there are different parts of this game where we need to find this. So what you can see here is that the mine, more or less, or the cave, whatever, is blocked. And in the cave there was this expedition with this guy we are searching. Peter was his name, or Dr. Challenger. Peter with his assistant, and there is some kind of a... It's called Obersteiger. I think it's the main guy who is going into the mine there, or into the cave, whatever. And yeah, as you can see, this is more or less an indication what happens there, and we have this little letter there, more or less, which we need to walk around with, because we need to get to an upper place somewhere in this game. Okay, so as you can see, we can't go there, we can't do a lot of the, stuff here, and we can't go into this wall, or into this room, or the house here where the evil spirit or whatever is hiding itself. So at this point there's not much to do. If you don't know, or don't know the way further on, please have a look at this tip icon. I will not use it at the moment because I already know the way here. So we need to go back to our part at this point, and we can have a look at different things. You will see a small little gleaming light, whatever that is called, which will indicate that there's something to do. And as you can see, we have an emblem hanging here, and of course we found something quite nice fitting there. So in this case, this is more or less the handle to open this game, or this part. And as you can see, we have a little mini game in there. And the mini game is about connecting these different emblems, whatever. It's a gear, more or less, and we have to collect that. And the cool thing is we already have the gear here. So first off, we need to put that in there. And now we can try to solve this puzzle. And the puzzle is to collect, or to connect all the different parts here. So just drag your mouse over them and try to connect the different gears here, so that we can more or less do whatever we need to do here. Okay, and I think this should be more or less quite easy for you to do, because there's not much to think about here. You just can't cross each other, of course, so you need to find some kind of a way. And we just got one of the mini games solved in a very, very short time. If you do that, you get some kind of an achievement, more or less. So there are achievements in this game, very nicely done. And what we got here is this new box. At this point, we can have a look at that and find a couple of things in here. That's more or less it. So we have this kind of what's a Schleuder? Probably Schleuder or something, I'm not sure. Of course, we have these items here we found in this, and of course we can have a look at our little guy here, see what's going on here. So we have to build it, of course, to use it first, and after that we can go out here, and now you can, for example, try to shoot on different things here, but one thing that is really blocking our way is this ice over here. So let's use the little helper we got, so the berries more or less, we will just use them with this part. I'm not sure if we can do that at the moment. Yeah, we can. And now we can just use that one and shoot the ice down here. And by shooting the ice down, we are able to go to the hospital then and talk to our friend. Okay, cool. So let's go into this hospital at this point.
Oh, it's so good to see you, my dear. You're my last chance to save Peter. The police couldn't find a trace of him after that mine explosion. What's worse, his assistant Dan went crazy, so he's no help either. At least right now. He might know something, but it's buried deep in his subconscious. If you could bring me something I could use as a pendulum, I could hypnotize him and find out.
Yeah, and there's your new task you have to solve now. So go and find something she can use to hypnotize this guy. And let's have a look at different parts here. For example, there is something we can collect. It's more or less a board to write on. We have a new emblem we need, so we can't open this box at the moment. And now we can, for example, have a look at this part here. There is a knob missing at this point, so we can't open this door neither. And we can, for example, have a look at this part here. And there's an emblem missing here too. So, as I told you before, there are a lot of emblems you need to find at this point, and you really have to go around and see if you can find something like that. We can, of course, have a try to talk to him. He is not really answering us because he is not really awake. So let's leave this part and let's see what we can do now. So the first thing we can do now is we can use this little cupboard or this board to write on and put it below, because we first off hear that the key is in the door. So this is the first part we can do, but we need something to put the key from the door, and this is not going to happen with what we got at the moment. So we need to go somewhere else and see what's going on. So let's have a look again. We can't do a lot of stuff here. We just see that there's a fire more or less gas there. We could use, there's another emblem we need and a couple of other emblems to work on with this, so nothing to do here. So let's go back to the haven, or harbor. And in this case we need to put, this is more or less one of the harder things to find out, I think, the ladder here to go up there and have a look at this. This is another mini game. And the first minigame will be, or the first thing to do here is we will have to get something out of this part there, so that we find this emblem. And there's another emblem. Here are all through the whole game, there are a lot of emblems all over the place. So just try to collect them, use them, and as you can see we can do different things here. For example, we can I'm not exactly sure what to do with it at the moment. I think we need to open something. Was it this part? No. Probably not at the point. In this case, you can't get those items with you, so you can't bring them or take them and try to escape with them. But you have to. This is the part where we want to go. We want to open this knot. Okay. And you can't take all the items with you here. You are just going to solve this little mini puzzle or mini game here to get 1 or 2 items with you from this mini game. But it's not going to work for all the stuff here, so we will just go through this. We want to make light here so we can see something behind here, because there's an emblem again. emblems are really a lot in this game. I told you about that before. So there, for example, is this little seahorse. We need to put it in there. Like that, we can open this and we get some kind of a tool which can be used to get the eyes from this. Use this again, and now we can, for example, put this into this little turtle emblem over there. Get this emblem down here. Open this again, and now we found what we wanted to find in this mini game. And yeah, it's more or less like that. There are a lot of different mini games, as you have seen. For example, the gear part and this part, and there's a lot of things going on like this. And I think no, the anchor we have here is more or less nothing else than an emblem itself. So we need to go and see where we can use it. And as you can see at this box, there's a part where we can use our new emblem we found here. Open this up and get 2 different emblems. So it's all about emblems in this game, really all about. I really like it somehow. It's really fun to work with that, but in some situations it's a bit too much, if you ask me, but whatever. So we don't have an emblem to work with at this point because there's no tree emblem, we don't have a hammer or something emblem, and there's no Glover emblem. So go back here and let's go to our hospital part, because these emblems we found at the moment are more or less both hospital related. So let's have a look at this, and as you can see we have an emblem that should work at this point. And like that we can open the box now, and we can find a couple of things in there. Most important here, this needle and this little buttons we found there. We will need them later on. For now we don't know what's going on there, but the cool thing is with the needle we can open this little etui, because we can now just put it through and open our etui. Do that. And with the etui we find, of course, a pen, for example, in there, and the pen will be very helpful because we want it to open the door, more or less. So first off we have to open this little keyhole here, better to say to push the key out of its hole. And the cool thing is we found already this cupboard, so we should be able to get the key out. If I just do that and throw this out, we now see that there is this key we can use for the door. And this is more or less turn it and open it. And now we are going to see what's happening in the story, because we are going to go in there.
Oh no, what happened to him?
Yeah, and as you can see there was this evil spirit again who has taken over one of the guys here, and the problem is we want to get the evil spirit, of course, to tell us what's going on and what's going on with Peter, of course, and stuff like that. And now this is the next game you would have to solve, and I'm thinking about doing it or not doing it. I think we should stop it here, because otherwise the episode is too long. Because, as I said, it's going to be a lot of more puzzles to solve here and go on with it. I can give you something on the way. The next thing you have to do is you have to open this one up and make a fire in it. So try to do that next. But as you can see, there's a lot to do here to get that working. There's this man who is frozen at the moment. He's not dead, but he's frozen. So you have to unfreeze him and warm him up so you can talk to him and go after the evil spirit, because the evil spirit is at the moment in this room, and the problem is you can't open the door at the moment because you need some kind of a key for that, and so on and so forth. There are a lot of mini games in this game. There are a lot of very interesting story times here. Story games are very interesting in this case, and let's have a look at that. I hope you have fun with it. Yeah. So, as I said before, I will just cut off here, and you should go on after this little episode here and try to solve this puzzle, because it's really a nice game. I really like it. So, thanks for watching, I would say, because this ends the episode. I will just close this game down, and yes, this ends the episode. I hope you had 1 or 2 games which are really, more or less of the taste and you like it. Try them out, they're fun to play. I think there's, all of them are quite nicely done in this episode. So have a look at that and have a nice time to try it, of course. So thank you for listening, thank you for watching. If you liked this episode, please give it a thumbs up, of course. If you want to ask me something or any other kind of to say something to me, whatever, let's do it in the commentary box below, and I would be happy to have something from you. Have a nice day, have a nice time. See you in the next episode, probably at the next weekend, probably, and I hope you had fun with it. If you don't want to miss it, please think about subscribing to the channel so you don't miss one of the episodes here. And then, have a nice time, have a nice week. We will see you at the next weekend in the next episode in German again. See you soon. Have fun and bye!